I never thought moving to Oakwood Estates would turn into a battle of wills. As the newly appointed utilities director for our city, I envisioned a quiet, suburban life. What I didn't anticipate was crossing paths with Janice Miller, the self-appointed queen of our HOA, or as I came to call her, Karen. Our first encounter happened 3 days after I moved in. I was setting up a modest bird bath in my front yard when a sharp, throat-clearing sound snapped my attention. "Excuse me, but did you submit a Form 33B for yard modifications?" Her voice was sweet, but carried a cutting edge. I wiped my hands on my jeans and turned to her. "Sorry, I wasn't aware a bird bath needed permission. I'm James, just moved in." I extended my hand. She ignored it. "Well, James, ignorance isn't an excuse. Everything needs approval. I'm Janice Miller, HOA president." She handed me a 300-page binder, color-coded tabs and all. "I'll need this back by Friday. Form 33B is on page 143. The committee meets monthly. You'll need to remove this until approval, which could take up to 90 days. Biting my tongue, I nodded and complied. The bird bath went into the garage, and I filled out the excessive paperwork, including 5 photos from different angles and a geological impact statement for a 20-pound bird bath. 2 weeks later, a violation notice arrived for my grass being a 1/4 inch too tall. The week after that, another for leaving my garbage can out for more than 4 hours after collection. I fixed each trivial issue, filed appeals when necessary, and carried on. Too busy with work to spark a war. That all changed one blistering July afternoon. After dealing with a major water main break across town and spending hours in the sun, I came home, turned on the faucet, and nothing. Bathroom sink, outdoor spigot, still nothing. Strange. No scheduled maintenance in our area. As utilities director, I'd have known. I called our emergency line. My deputy confirmed no reason for a shutoff. "Check your meter," he suggested. I did, and there it was. Deliberately shut off, with a bright orange tag sporting the HOA logo. It read, "Service disconnected due to unapproved water usage. Contact HOA president." I knew exactly who was behind this. Blood boiling, I took a deep breath and walked to Janice's immaculate house. Her doorbell chimed a pretentious classical tune. She opened it, face morphing from neutral to smug. "Well, well, Mr. Patterson." Wondered how long it would take. "Janice, I found a tag on my water meter. Care to explain the HOA's legal authority to interfere with city utilities?" She smirked. "Article YTO-7, Section 12. Excessive or unapproved water usage may result in service suspension. You've watered your lawn outside approved hours multiple times. And those hours?" That's when I realized she had no clue what I did for a living. "Janice, I'm James Patterson, City Utilities Director. No one, especially not an HOA, can tamper with city infrastructure. What your brother-in-law did is a Class 3 misdemeanor under Ordinance 472. Her smug smile wavered. "I don't care if you're the mayor. In Oakwood Estates, HOA rules apply to all. You're right. Reasonable regulations, yes. Illegal tampering, no. 2 options. Turn my water back on, or I call the police. Your brother-in-law's license is also at risk." Her face turned crimson. "Are you threatening me?" "A threat, a courtesy. Handle this quietly, neighbor to neighbor." She huffed. "Fine, but you're still in violation." "About that," I said, pulling up the city's water ordinance on my phone. "Your bylaw contradicts city regulations, which supersede HOA rules. City allows watering Mondays, Wednesdays, Saturdays, 6 to 10 p.m. to reduce evaporation. Your rules promote waste." Her eyes narrowed. "That can't be." "They are. I'd be happy to help revise your bylaws to align with city ordinances. No charge." Speechless, she finally snapped. "You'll hear from our attorney." My water, within the hour, or I escalate. Good evening, Janice. 45 minutes later, water was restored. I showered and assumed that was the end. I underestimated her. Next morning, notices were taped to every door except mine. Neighbor Ted told me Janice had called an emergency HOA meeting, accusing me of criminal water use and threatening the board, scheduled for that evening. I could have sent a city attorney. Instead, I attended with city code documents in hand. The community center was packed. Janice stood at the front, PowerPoint titled, "Maintaining Our Community Standards Against Outside Threats." Her speech painted me as a rogue city official trying to dismantle HOA authority. Finally, she opened the floor. 2 minutes, she said, as I stood. Thank you. I'm James Patterson, your neighbor and city utilities director. Yesterday, my water was shut off illegally for following city watering schedules. I held up the ordinance. Tampering with water meters without authorization is a crime. HOA regulations cannot contradict city ordinances, per your own bylaws, Article 2, Section 1. Silence. I continued. I'm not here to fight. I moved here for the same reasons you did. But no HOA president should authorize illegal acts or fine residents for obeying the law. I distributed a one-page summary comparing HOA bylaws with city codes. I've formally reported the incident, but I've requested no immediate action. An elderly gentleman spoke up. I helped write these bylaws. Emergency removal is allowed if a criminal act was committed in an official capacity. Tampering with city utilities qualifies. Momentum shifted. Vice President Margaret took over and called a vote. The result? 47-3 to remove Janice as HOA president, effective immediately. Her face drained of color as Margaret requested her keys and materials. She gathered them, trembling, then stormed out, slamming the door so hard the community calendar fell from the wall. The sound echoed, the final tantrum of a dethroned Karen.